Tonight, as the world grows quiet and the weight of loneliness settles over your heart, you find yourself walking through a vast desert landscape, the sand beneath your feet still warm from the day's sun, and ahead, in the gathering twilight, you see an oasis, palm trees swaying gently, their leaves rustling in the evening breeze, and beside a small pool of clear water sits Jesus waiting for you, his presence radiating such warmth, such welcome, that even from a distance, you feel the loneliness beginning to lift. He turns toward you, his eyes filled with understanding, with compassion that needs no words, and he pats the smooth stone beside him, inviting you to come, to rest, to no longer carry this burden of isolation alone. The air is soft here, carrying the scent of night-blooming flowers, and as you approach, you notice a small fire crackling between smooth desert stones, its amber flames dancing in the deepening dusk, casting gentle shadows across his peaceful face. You're not alone anymore. You never were, even in your loneliest moments. He was there, walking beside you through every empty room, every silent night, every moment when you felt invisible to the world. And tonight, he wants you to know, to feel, to truly understand that you are seen, you are known, you are deeply, profoundly loved. Come, sit with him, and let his presence fill every lonely place in your heart. As you settle onto the smooth stone beside Jesus, the warmth from the fire reaches your skin, and you feel the tension in your shoulders beginning to ease. Just a little. He doesn't speak immediately, just a little. He doesn't speak immediately. He simply sits with you, his presence a comfort that needs no words. And in the silence, you begin to notice things, the way the firelight reflects in the still water of the oasis, creating dancing patterns of gold and amber. The way the palm fronds move in the evening breeze, whispering secrets to the darkening sky. The way your breathing slowly, gradually, begins to match his deep, peaceful, unhurried. And then, his voice, soft as the desert wind, begins to speak. And these are the words he offers you tonight, words from the ancient scriptures, words that have comforted lonely hearts for thousands of years, words that he speaks directly, personally, intimately to you. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. He pauses, letting the words settle over you like a blanket. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. You can feel the truth of these words, not just hear them, but feel them, sinking deep into the lonely places of your soul. The Lord is close, not distant, not removed, not indifferent to your pain, but close, intimately, tenderly close, to the brokenhearted. And your heart, it has been broken, hasn't it? Broken by disappointment, by rejection, by the slow accumulation of days spent feeling unseen, unheard, unknown. And yet, here he is, close, so close you can feel the warmth of his presence, closer than the fire, closer than your own breath. Jesus shifts slightly, and his movement draws your attention to his hands, resting peacefully on his knees. And you notice the scars, the marks of nails that once pierced his flesh. And suddenly you realize, he truly knows what it means to be alone. He who was surrounded by crowds, yet misunderstood. He who had disciples, yet was betrayed. He who called out to the Father, and heard only silence in his darkest hour. He knows loneliness, from the inside, from the depths, and that knowledge, that understanding, it changes everything. I know how it feels, he says quietly, his voice carrying such gentleness, such empathy. I know what it's like to be in a room full of people and still feel completely alone. I know what it's like to reach out for connection and find only empty air. I know what it's like to wonder if anyone truly sees you, truly knows you, truly cares. He turns his head slightly, and his eyes meet yours. And in that gaze, you see everything, all your hidden pain, all your secret tears, all your carefully concealed loneliness, reflected back to you, acknowledged, validated, held with infinite tenderness. The fire crackles softly, sending a small shower of sparks upward into the night. And Jesus continues, "But I also know something else, something I want you to understand tonight. You are never, never truly alone, because I am with you. Always, I am with you in the morning, When you wake to an empty house, I am with you in the afternoon. When you eat lunch by yourself, I am with you in the evening. When the silence becomes too loud, I am with you at night. When the loneliness presses down like a physical weight, I am with you. I have always been with you. I will always be with you. Let these words wash over you now. I am with you always. Feel them, breathe them in. Let them fill every lonely corner of your heart. I am with you always. He's not speaking about someday or somewhere else. He's speaking about right now, this moment, this breath. I am with you always. The loneliness you feel, it's real. He's not denying that, but he's offering you something more real. His presence, his constant, unfailing, eternal presence. You notice your breathing has deepened, slowed, your chest rising and falling in a rhythm that feels almost like rest, and Jesus, he notices too, and he smiles. A smile of such warmth, such approval. That's it. He whispers, just breathe, and know that with every breath you take, I am here, breathing with you, existing with you, being with you. You don't have to do anything, don't have to achieve anything, don't have to prove anything. Just be here, with me, and let me be here, with you. The desert around you is growing darker now, the last light fading from the western sky, and the stars, oh the stars, they're beginning to appear, one by one, and then in clusters, and then in vast sweeping rivers of light across the heavens. More stars than you've ever seen, more than you could count in a lifetime. And Jesus, he gestures upward. Do you see them? He asks softly. I know every single one. I called them each by name. I set them in their places, and if I care so much for stars, how much more do I care for you? You who are made in my image, you who carry my breath in your lungs, you who are precious beyond measure. He reaches down and picks up a handful of sand, letting it slowly trickle through his fingers, the grains catching the firelight as they fall. And these, he says, the sand of the desert, too many to count, and yet I know each grain. I formed each one, I set each one in its place. And your thoughts, your feelings, your moments of loneliness, they are more precious to me than all the sand in all the deserts of the world. I know them, I hold them. I care about every single one. Your eyes are growing heavy now. The warmth of the fire, the gentleness of his voice, the profound peace of his presence, all working together to ease you into a state of deep rest. And Jesus, he sees this too, and he approves. Rest now, he whispers. Let yourself rest. You don't have to stay vigilant tonight. You don't have to keep yourself company. You can rest, because I'm here, watching over you, keeping you safe, holding you in my thoughts, and I will not leave you. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. The oasis around you seems to hold its breath. The palm trees still, the water motionless, even the fire burning with a steady, peaceful constancy. And in this holy stillness, you hear his voice again, speaking those ancient words, those comforting words. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And you believe it now. You truly believe it, because you can feel it. His closeness, his saving presence, his healing touch on your wounded, lonely heart. Let me tell you something. Jesus continues, his voice low and intimate, that feeling you have, that deep ache of loneliness. It's not a flaw. It's not a weakness. It's actually, in a strange way, a gift, because it reminds you of a truth that many people forget, that we were created for connection. We were made for relationship. We were designed to live in community with God and with others. Your loneliness, it's your soul crying out for what it was made for. And tonight, I want to begin filling that need, not replacing human connection. You still need that, but offering you something deeper, something that can sustain you even when human connection fails. My presence, my constant, unbreakable, eternal presence. The fire pops softly, and a log settles, and the change in light draws your attention back to Jesus' face, and you see tears there, gentle tears, not of sadness, but of compassion. I cry with you. He says simply, when you cry alone in your room, thinking no one hears, I hear, and I cry with you. When you pretend to be fine, when you put on a brave face, when you tell everyone you're okay, when you're really falling apart inside. I know, and I long to comfort you. I long to hold you. I long to whisper in your ear that you are not alone, that you have never been alone, that you will never be alone. Your body is relaxing more deeply now. You can feel it, your shoulders dropping, your jaw unclenching, your hands opening, releasing the tension you've been carrying. And Jesus, he places his hand gently on your shoulder, and the touch, it's like electricity and peace all at once. It's like coming home. It's like being found after being lost. It's like being seen after being invisible. And in that touch, you feel loved, truly, deeply, unconditionally loved. I want you to understand something, he says, his hand still resting on your shoulder, warm and solid and real. Your worth, your value, your significance, it doesn't come from how many friends you have, or how popular you are, or how busy your social calendar is. It comes from me, from my love for you, from my decision to create you, to form you, to breathe life into you. And that worth, that value, it can never be diminished. Not by loneliness, not by isolation, not by rejection, not by anything. You are mine, and I am yours. And that relationship, that connection, it's unbreakable. The night is fully dark now, and the fire is the only light, creating a warm circle of safety in the vast desert darkness. And Jesus, he feeds another piece of wood into the flames, and as it catches, as the light grows brighter, he speaks again. Let this fire remind you of my presence, always burning, always warm, always offering light in the darkness. When you feel alone, remember this fire, remember this moment, remember that I am with you, a light that darkness cannot overcome, a warmth that cold cannot diminish, a presence that absence cannot erase. You feel yourself drifting now, consciousness and sleep beginning to blur together, and Jesus' voice becomes softer, more distant, like a loving whisper in a dream. Sleep now, rest in my presence, and as you sleep, I will watch over you, I will keep you safe, I will hold every lonely part of your heart. And in the morning, when you wake, you will wake, knowing that you are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I am with you. I am with you. I am with you. I am with you. As you rest there beside the fire, held by Jesus' presence, a gentle breeze stirs the desert air, bringing with it the scent of night-blooming jasmine. And somewhere in the distance, you hear the soft call of a dove. And these small things, these simple sensory experiences, they ground you. They remind you that you are here. You are present. You are alive. And you are not alone. Jesus shifts beside you, and when he speaks again, his voice carries a new quality, something like joy, mixed with anticipation. I want to share something with you. He says, another promise from the Father, words that have sustained countless lonely hearts throughout the ages. And he begins to speak, slowly, deliberately, letting each word sink deep into your spirit. God sets the lonely in families. He leads out the prisoners with singing. God sets the lonely in families. He repeats, his voice full of tenderness. The Father sees your loneliness. He knows the pain of isolation, and he doesn't leave you there. He sets you in families, not always families of blood. Sometimes families of choice, families of faith, families of friendship, but families nonetheless. Communities of belonging, where you are known, where you are valued, where you are loved. He pauses, letting the words settle. God sets the lonely in families. He leads out the prisoners with singing. You can feel something stirring in your chest. Something like hope, something like possibility. Because maybe, just maybe, this loneliness doesn't have to be permanent. Maybe, just maybe, there's a way forward, a way out of this desert of isolation. And Jesus, sensing your thoughts, nods encouragingly. Yes, he whispers, there is hope, there is a future, there is connection waiting for you. But first, before you can fully receive that, you need to rest here with me. You need to let me heal the wounds that loneliness has caused. You need to let me fill you with my love, so that you can love others and receive love from others. The fire crackles and dances, and in its light, You see Jesus' face more clearly, the lines of compassion around his eyes, the gentle curve of his mouth, the way his gaze holds you with such steadiness, such unwavering attention, and you realize this is what you've been longing for. Not just any companionship, but this quality of presence, this depth of seeing, this intensity of care, and he's offering it to you, freely, completely, without reservation or condition. I know what you're thinking, he says softly, a slight smile playing at the corners of his mouth. You're wondering if this is real, if this moment will last, if this peace you're feeling is sustainable, or if it's just a temporary respite before you have to go back to the loneliness. He leans closer, his eyes locked on yours. And I want to tell you, this is real, more real than anything else in your life. And while this specific moment will pass, the reality it represents never will. My presence, my love, my companionship, it's constant, it's eternal, it's yours forever. Your breathing has become so slow now, so deep, each inhale bringing in peace, each exhale releasing tension. And Jesus places his hand over your heart. You can feel the warmth of his palm through your clothes. Feel the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat under his touch. Feel that. He whispers your heart, beating, living. And with every beat, I am there. I am in you. You are in me. We are connected at the deepest possible level. You carry me with you everywhere you go, in every lonely moment, in every empty room, in every silent night. I am there, closer than your own heartbeat, closer than your own breath. He removes his hand, but the warmth remains, a glowing reminder of his touch, and he continues speaking. His voice like honey, like water, like home. God sets the lonely in families. He leads out the prisoners with singing, and this time you hear something new in the words. You hear yourself as the prisoner, locked in the prison of loneliness, and you hear him as the one leading you out, not with harsh commands, not with judgment, but with singing, with joy, with celebration, because your freedom matters to him, your connection matters to him, your connection matters to him, your happiness matters to him. Do you know what prisoners miss most? He asks, though it's not really a question. It's more like an invitation to reflect. They miss touch, they miss conversation, they miss being seen as a person rather than a number. They miss feeling like they matter to someone. He nods slowly. And loneliness, it's its own kind of prison, isn't it? It locks you away from the very things that make us human, from connection, from belonging, from intimacy. But I am leading you out, not someday, but right now, in this moment, as you sit here with me. You are being led out of that prison, with singing, with joy, with the celebration of your freedom. The Oasis pool is so still now, so mirror-like, that it perfectly reflects the stars above, creating the illusion of infinite depth, and Jesus gestures toward it. Look at that. He says quietly, above and below, stars and reflections, reality and image, and yet both are real, both exist, both are beautiful. He turns back to you. That's what you are. You are made in the image of God, you reflect him. And that reflection, it's not less real than the original. It's a different kind of real, a participated reality. You share in his nature, his love, his desire for connection, and that sharing, that participation, it means you are never truly separate from him, never truly alone. You feel your eyes growing heavier, the warmth of the fire, the gentleness of his voice, the profound comfort of his presence, all conspiring to ease you into deeper rest. And Jesus, he sees this, and he approves. He even encourages it. Yes, let yourself drift, let yourself rest. There's no need to stay alert, no need to keep watch. I'm here, I'm watching over you, I'm protecting you, I'm holding you in my thoughts, and nothing can snatch you from my hand. His voice becomes softer, more like a lullaby. God sets the lonely in families. He leads out the prisoners with singing. God sets the lonely in families. He leads out the prisoners with singing. The words become a rhythm, a cadence, a gentle pulse that matches your heartbeat, your breathing, your drifting consciousness. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. I am with you. I am with you. I am with you. I am with you. The desert night embraces you now, the darkness not threatening but comforting, like a blanket, like arms, like the shelter of wings, and the fire continues to burn, steady and warm, a physical manifestation of His presence, His constancy, His unwavering commitment to you, and somewhere in the back of your mind, you hear His voice, still speaking those ancient words, those healing words. God sets the lonely in families. He leads out the prisoners with singing. And you begin to understand, really understand, that this isn't just about ending loneliness. It's about discovering connection, not just with other people, though that will come, but first, primarily, essentially, with Him, with the one who made you, who knows you, who loves you beyond all comprehension. And in that connection, in that relationship, you find the foundation for all other connections, the source from which all other relationships can flow. Because when you know you're loved by Him, when you know you're seen by Him, when you know you belong to Him, then the loneliness, while it may still visit, can never truly imprison you again. Jesus reaches over and adjusts the fire, adding another piece of wood, and as the flames grow brighter for a moment, you see His face illuminated, and there is such peace there, such contentment, such joy in simply being here with you. And you realize, He's not here out of duty, He's not here because He has to be, He's here because He wants to be. He chose to be here. He chose to wait for you at this oasis. He chose to sit with you by this fire. He chose to speak these words of comfort into your lonely heart. He chose you. He chooses you. He will always choose you. You matter to me, He says simply, and the simplicity of the statement somehow makes it more powerful, more true. You matter to me. Your feelings matter. Your experiences matter. Your loneliness matters. I don't dismiss it. I don't minimize it. I don't tell you to just get over it. I sit with you in it. I acknowledge it. I feel it with you. And then gently, carefully, lovingly, I begin to heal it, not by taking it away in an instant, but by filling it, gradually, progressively, completely, with my presence, with my love, with my constant companionship. The stars above seem brighter now, or perhaps your eyes have adjusted to the darkness, and you can see the Milky Way, that great river of light stretching across the heavens. And it's so beautiful, so vast, so magnificent, that tears spring to your eyes, and Jesus, He sees them, and He gently wipes them away with His thumb. It's okay to cry, He whispers, tears are just the language of a heart that feels deeply, and I want you to feel deeply. I want you to experience the full range of human emotion, including the pain of loneliness, because it's through feeling it, through acknowledging it, through bringing it to me, that healing comes. Your body is completely relaxed now, every muscle loose, every joint soft, every tension released, and you feel like you could melt into the desert sand, become one with this sacred space. And Jesus' voice comes from very far away now, or very close, you can't tell anymore, distance and nearness blurring together. Sleep now, rest deeply, and as you rest, know that God is setting you in families. Know that He is leading you out of the prison of loneliness with singing. Know that you are held, you are loved, you are never ever alone. In the depths of your rest, in that space between waking and sleeping, you become aware of a new sensation. It's as if wings are spread over you, large, protective, warm, creating a shelter within the shelter of the oasis, and Jesus' voice, soft as feathers, speaks again. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. He will cover you with His feathers. He repeats, His voice filled with such tenderness, such protective care, like a mother bird gathering her chicks under her wings, like an eagle sheltering its young from the storm. The Father covers you, protects you, shields you from harm, and as He speaks, you can almost feel it, those invisible wings wrapping around you, holding you close, keeping you safe, and the loneliness, it seems to shrink, to diminish, in the face of such encompassing care. The fire burns lower now, its flames smaller but no less warm, and in the gentler light, the oasis takes on a different quality, softer, dreamier, more like a vision than a place. And Jesus, He looks almost luminous, his white robes catching the firelight and seeming to glow from within, and his face, his beautiful face, radiates such peace, such acceptance, such unconditional love, that you feel something inside you, something hard and protective and lonely, beginning to crack open. Under his wings, you will find refuge. Jesus continues, his voice a balm to your wounded soul. Refuge, sanctuary, a safe place where you can be completely yourself, where you don't have to pretend, where you don't have to perform, where you can bring your loneliness, your pain, your fear, your anger, your disappointment, all of it, and know that you will not be rejected. You will not be turned away. You will not be told that you're too much or not enough. You will be received. You will be held. You will be loved, exactly as you are. Your breathing has become so synchronized with his now that you can't tell where yours ends and his begins. And this unity, this oneness of breath, it creates a profound intimacy, a connection deeper than words, deeper than touch, a merging of spirits that speaks to the very core of what you've been longing for, not just to be near someone, but to be with them, to be known by them, to be united with them. And here, in this moment, you are experiencing that with Jesus, with God himself. I want to tell you something about loneliness. His voice taking on a teaching quality, gentle but instructive. It's not always about being physically alone. Some of the loneliest people I know are surrounded by others constantly. Loneliness, true loneliness, it's about feeling unknown, unseen, disconnected from authentic relationship. It's about being in a room full of people and still feeling like you're on the outside looking in. It's about having surface-level conversations when what you really crave is depth. It's about smiling and nodding and pretending everything is fine, when inside you're screaming for someone to really see you. He pauses, letting this truth settle. And that's why my presence, my companionship, it's so important. Because I see you, I truly see you. Not just your outside, not just your mask, not just your performance, but your inside, your real self, your hidden thoughts, your secret fears, your deepest desires. I see all of it, and I love all of it. There is no part of you that is unknown to me, no part that is unseen, no part that is unloved. The palm trees rustle overhead, a gentle whisper of leaves, and the sound is soothing, peaceful, like the earth itself is breathing a lullaby. And Jesus reaches over and takes your hand. His grip firm but tender, his skin warm and real and human. Feel this, he says, this connection, this touch, this is real. I am real, this moment is real. And the love I'm offering you, it's real too. Not abstract, not theoretical, not just a nice idea, but actual, tangible, experiential. You can feel it, you can know it, you can rest in it. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. He continues, returning to the scripture. Shield, protection from attack, rampart, a defensive wall. His faithfulness, his constant, never-failing, absolutely reliable faithfulness, it protects you. Do you understand what this means? It means that even when you feel faithless, when you doubt, when you question, when you wonder if any of this is real, his faithfulness remains steady, unwavering, unchanging. Your feelings don't change his faithfulness. Your doubts don't diminish it. Your loneliness doesn't destroy it. He remains faithful because that's who he is. That's his nature. That's his essence. You can feel tears on your cheeks now. Gentle tears. Not of sadness, but of release, of relief, of recognition. Recognizing that you are loved, that you are seen, that you are held. And Jesus, he doesn't wipe these tears away. He lets them fall because he knows they need to fall. He knows that sometimes tears are the only adequate response to grace, to love, to acceptance, beyond what we deserve or can comprehend. Let me tell you about a time when I felt alone, he says quietly, and his voice takes on a distant quality, as if he's remembering, living in the memory. It was in a garden, not unlike this oasis in some ways, a place of retreat, a place of prayer. And I knew what was coming. I knew the suffering, the betrayal, the crucifixion, and I asked my closest friends to stay awake with me, to watch with me, to simply be present while I wrestled with the Father's will. He pauses, and you hear the pain in his voice, old pain, but real pain nonetheless. And they slept, he continues. They meant well, they were tired, they were human, but they slept, and I was alone. Alone with my fear, alone with my dread, alone with my questions. And then, on the cross, even the Father turned away, had to turn away, because of the sin I was carrying, your sin, everyone's sin. And I cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? His voice breaks slightly. I know loneliness. I've experienced the depths of it, the worst of it. Abandonment by friends, abandonment by the Father, ultimate isolation, ultimate aloneness. He turns to look at you, his eyes glistening with tears. And do you know why I'm telling you this? Because I want you to understand that when I say I know how you feel, I'm not speaking theoretically, I'm speaking from experience, from the very depths of lonely suffering, and because I've been there, because I've walked through that dark valley. I can walk through it with you, I can guide you, I can hold your hand in the darkness, I can whisper comfort when the loneliness feels overwhelming. I know the way through, because I've traveled it myself. The fire pops softly, sending up a small shower of sparks, and in their brief light, you see Jesus' face, and it's transformed. No longer sorrowful but radiant, filled with triumph, with joy, with victory. But that's not the end of the story, he says, his voice rising slightly, taking on energy, taking on hope. Because after the loneliness, after the abandonment, after the death, came resurrection, came reunion, came the restoration of all things. The loneliness was real, the pain was real, but they were not final, they were not ultimate, they were not the last word. And that's the promise I'm making to you tonight. He continues, his hand squeezing yours gently. Your loneliness, it's real. I'm not denying that, but it's not final, it's not ultimate, it's not the last word. Resurrection is coming, restoration is coming, reunion is coming, connection is coming. You will not always feel this way. You will not always be in this desert. You will not always carry this weight. Because I am working, even now, even in the midst of your loneliness, I am working to bring you into community, to surround you with love, to connect you with others who will see you, who will know you, who will value you. Your eyes are so heavy now, your consciousness drifting in and out like waves on a shore, and Jesus' voice becomes the rhythm of those waves, constant, soothing, carrying you deeper into rest. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. The words become a mantra, a meditation, a truth that sinks deeper with each repetition, and you feel those wings again, those protective wings, wrapping more tightly around you, creating a cocoon of safety, of warmth, of love. And in that cocoon, you are not alone, you cannot be alone, because he is there, holding you, sheltering you, keeping you safe from every storm. Rest now, Jesus whispers, his voice barely audible, like a breath on the wind. Rest under the shelter of his wings. Rest in his faithfulness. Rest in his love. And as you rest, let the healing continue. Let the comfort penetrate every lonely place. Let the peace that passes understanding. Guard your heart, guard your mind. In Christ Jesus, you are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone. Because he has covered you. He has sheltered you. He has claimed you as his own. The desert night deepens, the stars wheel slowly overhead, the fire burns to glowing coals, and Jesus remains constant, faithful, present, his hand in yours, his spirit with yours, his love surrounding you. And in this sacred space, in this holy moment, loneliness loses its power, because you are experiencing something more powerful, more real, more true, the presence of God, Emmanuel, God with us, God with you, now and forever. Amen. As you drift in this peaceful state, suspended between sleep and waking, you become aware of Jesus shifting slightly beside you. He's adding more wood to the fire, not because you're cold, but because the fire is a symbol, a reminder, a tangible representation of his presence. And as the flames grow brighter again, dancing higher, you feel a corresponding warmth in your chest, in your heart, as if his presence is kindling something within you, something that had grown cold during the long nights of loneliness. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. His voice comes again, gentle but clear, speaking words from ancient wisdom. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. He lets the words hang in the air, lets them settle over you like morning dew. And then he adds, in a voice so tender it makes your heart ache, I am that friend. I am the one who sticks closer than a brother. I am the one who will never leave you, who will never forsake you, who will never betray you, who will never betray you, who will never grow tired of you, who will never decide you're too much trouble. I am your friend, your true friend, your eternal friend. The Oasis pool ripples slightly, though there's no breeze, as if the water itself is responding to his words, and in the ripples you see reflected light, dancing patterns that mirror the fire's flames, and Jesus gestures toward it. See that? He says softly, the fire and the water, separate elements, but connected through light, through reflection, through the way they interact. That's what friendship is, separate people, separate souls, but connected through love, through understanding, through the way we reflect each other. And you and I, we are connected deeply, permanently, eternally connected. Your hand is still in his, and he runs his thumb gently over your knuckles. A small gesture, but one that speaks of familiarity, of affection, of the easy comfort that exists between true friends. I know everything about you, he says, and there's no judgment in his voice, only warmth, only acceptance. I know what makes you laugh, what makes you cry, what keeps you awake at night, what you dream about when you finally sleep. I know your regrets, your hopes, your fears, your desires. I know the person you show to the world, and I know the person you hide from the world, and I love both. I love all of you. The fire crackles and pops, and a piece of wood shifts, settling deeper into the coals, and Jesus uses this moment to speak a profound truth. That's what real friendship is. He says, it's not about perfection, it's not about always being happy or always having it together. Real friendship is about being known, truly known, and still being loved. It's about having someone who sees your mess, who knows your flaws, who understands your struggles, and who chooses to stay anyway, who chooses to love you anyway, who chooses to walk with you anyway. You feel something releasing in your chest, something tight that's been holding on for so long, and as it releases, you feel a sob rising. Not a sad sob, but a relieved sob. The sob of someone who has been carrying a heavy burden alone, and has finally found someone willing to help carry it. And Jesus, he pulls you closer, into an embrace, and you feel his arms around you, solid and real, and you feel his heartbeat against your ear, steady and strong, and you let yourself cry, really cry, for the first time in so long. That's it. He whispers, his hand gently stroking your hair, let it out, let it all out. You're safe here, you're safe with me. I can handle your tears, I can handle your pain, I can handle all of it. That's what friends do. They create space for each other's emotions. They don't demand that you be strong all the time. They let you be weak. They let you be vulnerable. They let you be human. As your crying subsides, as your breathing calms, you become aware of how thoroughly exhausted you are. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. The exhaustion of someone who has been fighting loneliness for too long, fighting to appear okay when you're not okay, fighting to convince yourself that you're fine when you're really falling apart. And Jesus, he seems to sense this, and he adjusts his position, leaning back against a palm tree, and he guides you to lean against him, your head resting on his shoulder, his arm around you, holding you securely. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother, he says again, his voice rumbling in his chest, a sound you can feel as much as hear. And I am sticking right here, right now. I'm not going anywhere. You can rest against me, you can let your full weight rest on me. I can hold you, I'm strong enough, I'm stable enough, I'm committed enough. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore. You don't have to be strong anymore. You can rest, you can let go. You can trust me to hold you. The stars above seem to pulse gently, like a heartbeat, like the breath of the universe, and in their light, you can see the desert stretching out endlessly in all directions. Vast, empty, isolated, and yet here, in this oasis, in this circle of firelight, in the embrace of Jesus, you feel the opposite of isolated. You feel connected. You feel held. You feel less alone than you felt in months, maybe years, maybe ever. I want you to understand something about friendship. Jesus says, his voice thoughtful, reflective, human friendships. They're beautiful. They're important. They're part of how I designed life to work. But they're also limited, because humans are limited. They get busy. They move away. They get distracted. They sometimes let you down, not because they don't care, but because they're human. They're fallible. They have their own struggles, their own limitations. He pauses, and you feel him take a deep breath. But my friendship, he continues, it's unlimited. I never get too busy for you. I never move away. I never get distracted. I never let you down. Not because I'm better than other people, but because I'm God. I have infinite capacity, infinite attention, infinite love. I can be fully present with you. At the same time, I'm fully present with everyone else who needs me. I can give you my complete attention. At the same time, I'm holding the universe together. That's the kind of friend I am, the kind of friend I offer to be for you. Your eyes are closed now, but you're not fully asleep. You're in that beautiful in-between state, where Jesus' words sink directly into your subconscious, bypassing your analytical mind, going straight to your heart, and his voice continues, soft, rhythmic, hypnotic. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother, and I am that friend. I am that friend. I am that friend. I am sticking to you, like glue, like gravity, like love itself. The fire is burning lower again, but you're not cold, because Jesus' presence, his physical closeness, his embrace, it provides all the warmth you need, and he continues speaking, his words weaving themselves into your consciousness, becoming part of you. In the morning, when you wake, you might wonder if this was real, if this moment truly happened, or if it was just a dream. And I want you to know, it's both. It's a physical reality and a spiritual truth. It's a moment in time and an eternal experience, and the feeling of not being alone, the knowledge that you have a friend that stays, that remains, that continues even when you can't feel it as strongly as you do right now. Because friendship, real friendship, it's not based on feelings, it's based on commitment, on choice, on decision. He says, his arm tightening slightly around you, a gentle squeeze of reassurance. And I have committed to you. I have chosen you. I have decided to be your friend, and nothing can change that. Not your feelings, not your doubts, not your failures, not your struggles, not even your loneliness. Nothing can separate you from my love, from my friendship, from my constant companionship. You're drifting deeper now, consciousness slipping away like sand through fingers, and Jesus' voice follows you down into sleep. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother, and I am here. I am with you. I am your friend, always, forever, eternally. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You will never be alone, because I am here. I am here. I am here. I am here. Rest now. Sleep peacefully. Dream sweetly, knowing that you are loved, you are valued, you are cherished, you are my friend, and I am yours, now and forever. Amen. In the deepest part of the night, when the darkness is complete, and the stars are at their brightest, you find yourself stirring slightly, not quite waking but becoming more aware, and you realize that Jesus is still there, still holding you, still present. And this constancy, this faithfulness, it speaks louder than words ever could, because anyone can make promises, anyone can offer comfort in the moment. But to stay, to remain, to continue being present, even when it's hard or inconvenient or uncomfortable, that's true love. That's true friendship. That's true companionship. And Jesus, sensing your slight return to consciousness, speaks again, his voice barely above a whisper, intimate and close. I want to share one more promise with you tonight. He says, perhaps the most important promise of all, and he begins to speak words that have echoed through millennia, words that have comforted countless hearts, words that were among the last he spoke before ascending to heaven. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Surely, he repeats, emphasizing the word, not maybe, not possibly, not hopefully, but surely, certainly, absolutely, without doubt, I am with you. He pauses, letting each word land with weight. Always, not sometimes, not when you're good enough, not when you deserve it, but always, constantly, perpetually, continuously. I am with you. Another pause, even longer, to the very end of the age, not for a little while, not until things get hard, not until you mess up, but to the very end, to the completion, to the fulfillment of all things. I am with you. The fire has burned down to a bed of glowing coals now, pulsing with heat, with light, with steady warmth, and in their glow, everything takes on a soft quality, dreamlike, eternal, and Jesus' face, illuminated from below, looks both fully human and fully divine, and his eyes, when they meet yours, hold such depth, such complexity, such infinite love, that you feel you could fall into them, and never reach the bottom. This is my promise to you, he says, his voice carrying the weight of eternity, and unlike human promises, which can be broken, which can be forgotten, which can fail, my promises are unbreakable, unforgettable, unfailing. What I say I do, what I promise, I fulfill, what I commit to, I complete, and I have promised to be with you always, and so I will, and so I am, and so I shall continue to be, forever and ever and ever. Your body is completely at rest now. Every cell, every fiber, every atom of your being relaxed, released, surrendered, and in this state of complete letting go, you experience something profound. You experience the truth of his words, not just as concepts but as reality. You feel his presence not just as an idea, but as an actual experience. You know his love, not just as doctrine, but as living truth. And in this knowing, loneliness loses all its power, becomes nothing more than a shadow, an illusion, a lie that cannot stand in the light of his truth. I am with you, he continues, his voice like a river, flowing, constant, life-giving. In the morning when you wake, before your eyes open, before your first thought forms, I am there, I am with you. He speaks slowly, deliberately, painting a picture with words. In the afternoon, when you go about your day, whether you're working or resting, whether you're with others or alone, whether you're thinking of me or not, I am there, I am with you. His hand finds yours again, interlacing your fingers. In the evening when the day is done, when you're tired and ready for rest, when you're reflecting on what was and wondering about what will be, I am there, I am with you. And in the night, he whispers, his voice dropping even lower, becoming almost indistinguishable from the desert wind. When you lie down to sleep, when consciousness fades, when you drift into dreams, I am there, I am with you, watching over you, protecting you, holding you in my thoughts, cherishing every breath you take, every beat of your heart, every moment of your existence. I am there, I am with you, always, always, always. The words become a rhythm, a heartbeat, a lullaby. I am with you always. I am with you always. I am with you always. To the very end of the age, to the very end of the age, to the very end of the age. And as he speaks, you feel yourself sinking deeper, deeper into sleep, into peace, into the profound rest that comes from knowing you are completely, totally, utterly safe. When you feel lonely, his voice comes from very far away now, or perhaps from very deep within. You can't tell anymore. Remember this moment. Remember this fire. Remember this oasis. Remember the feeling of my arms around you. Remember the sound of my voice. Remember the warmth of my presence. And know, truly know, that it's not just a memory, it's a reality. I am still there. I am still here. I am still here. I am still with you. Always, to the very end of the age. The stars above begin to fade slightly. Not because they're dimming, but because your consciousness is fading, slipping into deep, restorative, healing sleep, and Jesus' voice fades with them, becoming one with the night wind, one with the rustle of palm leaves, one with your own breathing. You are not alone, you have never been alone, you will never be alone. I am with you. I am with you. I am with you, always, forever, eternally. Amen. As the night deepens into its darkest hour, just before dawn, you rest in complete peace, held in the arms of the one who knows you best, who loves you most, who will never leave you. The fire has become nothing but glowing embers now, but their warmth remains, pulsing gently, steadily, faithfully. And Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us, continues his vigil beside you, watching over your sleep, guarding your rest, holding every lonely part of your heart with infinite tenderness. The promises he has spoken tonight, they sink deep into your spirit, becoming part of you, transforming you, healing you. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Yes, you have felt his closeness. God sets the lonely in families. Yes, you are being set, being placed, being connected. He will cover you with his feathers. Yes, you are covered, sheltered, protected. There is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Yes, he is that friend. He is here. He is staying. I am with you always. Yes, he is with you, now, forever, without end. And as the first hints of dawn begin to lighten the eastern sky, as the stars begin to fade, as the desert prepares to wake, Jesus whispers one final blessing over you. May you sleep in peace tonight. May you wake in hope tomorrow. May you walk in the knowledge that you are never, ever, alone. For I am with you. The Father is with you. The Holy Spirit is with you. And we will never leave you. We will never forsake you. We are yours, and you are ours, now and forever. Amen and amen. Sleep now deeply, peacefully, completely, held in the arms of love himself. You are not alone, you are home. You are safe. You are loved. Rest.